Biloxi, Mississippi, sits quietly on the edge of the Gulf Coast, a city known for its sparkling casinos, warm beaches, and bustling tourism. But beneath the glamour, shadows linger. Whispered tales tell of spirits wandering hospitals, military bases, and even a marine resource center. The ghosts of Biloxi are not content to remain hidden. They walk among the living, unseen yet felt, leaving chills that cannot be explained and experiences that defy reason. The first reports come from the Biloxi Regional Hospital. Patients who had spent weeks, months, even days in sterile white wards often claimed they were not alone. On the brink of death, some reported seeing young girls at the ends of their beds, staring silently with hollow eyes, their faces pale as moonlight. Staff members recall passing through the dispatcher area and feeling a sudden cold sweep through their bodies, only to see a tall white figure glide across the hallway. The apparition moved as if searching, drifting in silence, leaving behind an icy chill that lingered long after it vanished. Doors, locked securely for hours, would open and slam shut with such force that papers would fly and alarms would sound. The air seemed to vibrate with an unseen presence, as if the hospital itself had become a vessel for spirits that could not rest. Nurses and doctors spoke in hushed tones, sharing stories of shadows and whispers, afraid of being dismissed as delusional. But when these occurrences were witnessed by patients too, skepticism was replaced by fear, a fear that permeated the halls of Biloxi Regional Hospital like a living entity. The hauntings of Biloxi are not confined to hospitals. Keesler Air Force Base holds secrets that have been whispered among airmen for decades. The 334th Training Squadron, a place of discipline and structure, became a corridor of terror. An airman once took his life in one of the male dormitories. His death left a stain that would not fade, a presence that refused to leave. Years later, when the wing reopened, strange occurrences began again. Students reported flickering lights, hallways dropping to unnatural cold temperatures, and a feeling of being watched from the shadows. One airman, assigned a bed on the right side, the very bed where the man had hung himself, experienced nightmares that blurred with reality. His roommate would awaken to find him standing silently over his bed, pale and unblinking. Another night, he awoke struggling for breath, feeling invisible hands wrapping tightly around his neck. The haunting escalated. The wing became unsafe. Students whispered about unseen forces, about a presence that could strike fear into the bravest. Eventually, an exorcism was performed. The male dormitory wing was closed and later torn down. Yet the stories endured, passed on to every new recruit who dared to enter Keesler Air Force Base. The 338th Training Squadron held its own secrets. The female dormitory wing became a stage for spirits with very different personalities. One was a malevolent presence, a furious man whose rage could be heard echoing through the hallways. He would shout, demanding the female students leave his Air Force, a warning delivered in anger and menace. Alongside him existed another, younger spirit, Jeremy, believed to be around 18 years old. Unlike the angry male ghost, Jeremy's hauntings were mischievous. He would open windows in the dead of night, rearrange personal items, and place objects inside locked lockers. The students could feel his playful yet unsettling presence, aware of his energy, unable to confront him. These spirits, one vengeful, one capricious, created a terrifying duality in the 338th. The hallways were alive with the presence of the departed, and those who stayed long enough felt a pull between fear and fascination. Not all of Biloxi's hauntings were young men or angry spirits. The Marine Resource Center, a place of training and administration, became the home of a wandering female ghost. Sightings describe her materializing on the 3rd floor, a translucent figure moving with purpose, her presence undeniable yet impossible to approach. Those who glimpsed her spoke of an overwhelming sadness, an energy that weighed heavily on anyone who crossed her path. Her story is unknown, her identity a mystery wrapped in the whispers of those who have seen her. Some speculate she was a nurse, some a student, and others believe she is a spirit tethered to the building due to unfinished business or loss. Regardless, the female ghosts of the Marine Resource Center leave an impression on all who encounter her, a reminder that death does not always release the soul from the living world. The city of Biloxi itself holds these stories close, though many are unwilling to speak of them. Locals have shared experiences in hushed tones, Strange chills along empty streets, flickering shadows glimpsed from the corner of the eye, and the sensation of being followed even when no one is present. Tourists may see only the lights and glamour of casinos and resorts, oblivious to the restless spirits watching from the shadows. Employees at the hospital, airmen at Keesler, and staff at the Marine Resource Center have all left accounts, each chilling in its own right. Their testimonies describe a city layered with history, tragedy, and spirits that refuse to be forgotten. The dead of Biloxi, whether tragic, mischievous, or vengeful, continue to walk among the living, reminding all who enter that the past is never truly gone. Biloxi is a city of contrasts, beauty and terror, life and death, the living and the departed. Its hauntings are a reminder that tragedy leaves a mark, that spirits can linger where life ended too abruptly or too violently. The Biloxi Regional Hospital, Keesler Air Force Base, and the Marine Resource Center each hold echoes of sorrow, mischief, and anger persisting through decades. For those who venture into these places, the air carries the weight of unseen eyes, the sensation of being watched, the whisper of lives once lived. The ghosts of Biloxi are not confined to rumor. They are present, lingering in hallways, rooms, and corridors. They remain a silent yet persistent part of the city, weaving a story of tragedy, mystery, and eternal unrest of the departed. To experience Biloxi is to feel the Gulf breeze and the warmth of its streets, but also the cold touch of spirits that refuse to rest. Here, the past and present intertwine, and the living are reminded that in Biloxi, the dead never truly leave.